What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Don Illuminati, back with a little short video. So this is what I got a problem with, right? You got a lot of people who are in constant denial. It's very weird at this point because it seems to me that every time you say certain things and I get it, it may not be in our best interest, but it's for you to prepare. It's warnings and stuff. They always hit you with it's not going to happen in our time. Like, what's not going to happen in our time? You telling about the mark of the beast. The market, the 666, Bill Gates and them, IBM, the people that just make the chips, they got billions of the chips already. So they already have the infrastructure. Now they just been breaking down the minds of the people, manipulation, sorcery, witchcraft, such and forth, right? But then, you'll discuss these things that are viral and trending topics. You got the elites speaking on these things, CNN speaking on these things, other people speaking on these things. And it's almost as if like you're acting like you're not living in the same world that I'm living in. Let's say we share the same algorithms, maybe not the same content, all of it, but we share the same algorithms. So when the world wants you to see something, nigga, it's gonna show you what you need to see. You can't tell me that you paying attention to everything else. You know about this. You got your mouth all open. You do so much talking. Blah, 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 all this shit, and you saying all this shit. So you would have had to see that in there. Then the moment you bring that out, it ain't gonna happen in our time. Like, you got to be fucking kidding me, dog. These people ain't real. So it's like, if it ain't gonna happen in our time, then what time you think it's gonna happen in? How old do you think we are? Are we in our 90s? Are we 100 years old? Am I going to die tomorrow for it not to happen in my time? Because honestly, we're still young. Even if we live the next 40, even 50 more years out of our life. How the hell do you think it ain't going to happen in our time? What do you think they're going to do with them old ass chips that they spend billions of? Like, come on, dog. So just them saying that alone, it ain't going to happen in our time. That's how you know that's demonic activity. Because, bro, we're not old people. We still got some time to go. And if you know so much because your mouth always the fuck open, talking about all this shit in politics, you see all that. You know you heard about the chip, right? You heard about chip. Well, yeah, I think I heard about it. What the fuck? You ain't no fucking you think, nigga. You heard about it. Stop playing. You heard, right? Yeah, I heard about it. But I ain't too. It don't give a fuck. I ain't too familiar with it either. You know, niggas got shit out there. Been out there. You know what it is, right? The only thing is because they're trying to avoid the subject. They're trying to avoid the subject because they're going to be the ones to take it. Keep it 1,000 with you. They're going to be the one to take it. But at the same time, some of these people seem like NPCs, agents, non-real characters. Right? Then you have, apparently they saying reptilians and this, that, and the third, right? But remember, I told y'all we was up against a lot of things here. I told y'all. And remember, I was the first person to tell you, like to really, really tell you about the vampires and that they're actually real. When these dimensions cross, there's a cross worlds that's going to be happening. All those worlds that I said that exist in the midst of us, all that one type of shit. Yeah, well, you kind of got to look at it like this. Christ coming through to peel a layer back of that. Almost as if the atmosphere is having a layer peeled off. You know what I'm saying? Black holes and shit like that. You feel me? How do you think the wilderness even comes about? You feel me? But in that thing, that's what that is. That wilderness is going to be mad worlds in that joint. But if it's coming here to do certain things, then you just don't know. Like, that's why I said, but that's why all these things is coming out. Now, Putin just revealed about vampires because he said the vampires' ball is about to end. So all of a sudden, because it's over now you want to talk about the vampires' balls and shit. Why weren't you talking about the vampire ball before? Well, all of a sudden you want to bring out messages like this. Now, I don't give a fuck. Y'all niggas was hiding this shit for so long. Don't try to come out with no motherfucking truth now. Don't try to come out with the truth now. Let the truth sayers who came up, who got the visions out of nowhere, that didn't know the bullshit, let the people listen to us. Because all he got to do is start saying certain things now, and attention's right back on the elite. The elite. Also, I want to talk about the surveillance. These cameras they put up on the highways and street lights and all this different and the third. That's all just a spoof. Because in actuality, they're only putting that there to make you think that it don't go no further than that. When in actuality, you're being surveilled in the top of the line fucking let's just call it a phenomenon. You know what I'm saying? Because you are being watched at all times, but by who? See what I'm saying? That's why I said the Truman Show, it is a little something weird about that, but at the same time, y'all feel like it's always somebody watching. You see the street orchestration. I mean, how would they see you then? See what I'm saying? Ain't no cameras around. So the cameras is just a decoy to make you believe that that's just where you're being watched. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck. No, it's not. Also, the quote unquote depopulation agenda is also another tactic to make you think that it's just a depopulation agenda versus the actuality, which is an extinction. Once this shit is said and done, and I'm talking about for this planet we're on, mind you, when we come back out of the wilderness and we clean this place off, what we're doing is we're bringing another presence, which is like basically another time, another dimension. Because how do you think that we're going to be able to live there for an eternity? Because the atmosphere is eternal atmosphere. Obviously, this ain't eternal. This is getting ready to be destroyed. So we're going from the one that can be destroyed to the eternal, right? Y'all gonna have to stick with me because we got to get back into talking about the positrons, electrons, neutrons. Oh, excuse me. Protons, electrons, neutrons, and the electrons, how they dish out the positron. That's really what the God particle is. But if you look it up, Google's going to tell you that it's just antimatter. Well, they're covering even that because they don't want you to know how much further that goes. So they're going to tell you antimatter is the God particle. Well, that's what I told you. But the actual particle was the light form that I told you about. When he's on the outside of the firmament in his light form, that would be the positron. So the dark part of it, the actual antimatter, is the just antimatter, right? The negative energy. Are we waiting for negative energy to consume us? Not necessarily. Is that what you really want? Not necessarily. Anybody that want to use their phone, they don't want their phone to die, right? You would like the power to stay on, right? Okay, so you gotta imagine if this was a battery, right? Matter of fact, do I got a battery real quick? All right, imagine this is a battery. This is a perfect example, as a matter of fact, because the water in this container shows how full the charge is. Now, what would this water be? You would think that the water is positive energy, but it's not. It's negative energy. He's like, well, that's the juice that's in it. Yeah, well, really what's happening is it's actually negative energy filling up versus, because see, it was a full charge at first. It was a full charge. So what's really happening in a battery when you're using it, you're using the positives out of the battery. So it's not like it's just dying, it's filling up with negative energy. But in actuality, what really happens, right, in real antimatter. So if you were to drain the antimatter's energy, not a battery we talking, and then once you get so much energy out of it, or you fill it up with so much negative energy, right? I gotta use this for an example. Just give me 1 second. I just need another bottle of water. So now you got this. This would literally be all negative. I'm trying to tell you and explaining you what's happening to you. You're being filled up with negative energy. Just like I said, it's not something that you want, but it's literally what's going to have to happen. And because what happens when it's all the way full, say this is antimatter, and this can't give out no more positive energy, and it's full of dark energy. Do you know what it does now, the antimatter? It produces what you call a positron, a little spark of positive energy that comes out. But that little piece of spark is so strong, it's stronger than the whole full energy itself by tens of thousands of times. See what I'm saying? Just a little particle that came out of all that negative energy. So what's happening to us, we're being filled up. And you feel that. Like I told you, when it happens, no human's going to be able to escape this. Because we have protons, electrons, neutrons. It's the electrons are getting very active. And once the electrons, because most of your activity is happening in the electrons. But once the protons is being used up, the electrons get really, really, really active. Once there's no more energy that the the proton can kick out, the electron in the human body now acts in the electrons as an antimatter and will produce what you call a positron, which is so much more powerful energy. We're going to have to pick up on this topic, all right? It's your boy Don Illuminati. Till next time, peace. One love.